Hello and welcome to the Irish Aesthete. Previously, we were looking at the ruins of the former Augustinian Priory, now known as Clare Abbey in County Clare. Today we're travelling southeast to look at another really extraordinary ruin of an Augustinian Priory, this time in Kells in County Kilkenny. From Nooks and Corners of the County of Kilkenny by John G. A. Prim, published in 1847. The Priory of Kells, situated on the right bank of the King's River, is by far the most extensive, if not the most magnificent ancient ruin of which our county can boast. Seated on the slope of a hill, a vast group of embattled towers and parapeted curtains spread to the river's brink over many acres, and their stern warlike appearance give the structure at first view more the character of a military stronghold than the peaceful abode of the cloistered religious. The priory was originally comprehended within a large oblong area, divided by a moat and tower-flanked wall into two large courts. Of these, the southern, or as it is generally termed the Burghers' Court, is about 400 or 500 feet square, and, though strongly fortified by curtain walls flanked with four large towers, the space contained within it never seems to have been occupied by buildings, but was probably used as a bourne wherein to drive at night the cattle belonging to the community for protection against the prey-taking Norman barons' inroads or the predatory incursions of the prowling Irishry. Within the other court, which was as strongly fortified and nearly as large, but of more irregular outline, are contained the church and cloisters, with all the usual appendages to a regular religious establishment. The church, which is much dilapidated, consists of a nave, choir, south transept, and lady chapel, with a belfry tower rising upon a stately arch between the nave and the choir. The cloisters, refectory, kitchens, etc., although clearly traceable, are almost destroyed and lie in immense heaps of confused ruins scattered through the area. Attached to the southeast of the choir is situated the largest and most modern tower among the ruins, which seems to have been the residence of the superior of the house, and may be termed the keep of this once strong and well-defended religious fortress, the whole of which is constructed in a style of the rudest simplicity, the builder's design being evidently strength and security rather than architectural beauty. Standing in the Burghers' Court of the Priory, what a subject for thought presents itself in the scene around. Here you are, surrounded by the ruins, some parts of which are in such excellent preservation that they remain almost as if yesterday deserted, others in a shattered and dismantled state, some of the many towers fearfully dilapidated and threatening, whole sides of some torn away, others clad in most luxuriant robes of ivy, whilst on every side are scattered large masses of the iron-cemented masonwork, built, one would say, for eternity, yet overthrown by the violence of man or the not less unsparing tempest. How curious, too, appears the combination of domestic edifices, religious buildings, and military fortifications thus grotesquely grouped together. The ivy-clad walls of the Abbey Mill, which, with the course of its now dried millstream, may be discovered amongst its domestic appliances, contrasting strangely with the frowning embattled towers and the tall gables, Gothic arches, and slender window mullions of the ecclesiastical buildings, all now broken into confused masses and stern and sombre in their ruin and desolation. How silent is all here, cattle grazing amongst the ruins, the whispered melody of the breeze and river's rush beyond, alone telling of change and motion. The centuries that have passed over all in silence are evidenced by the lichen and the ivy, by crumbling wall and broken window, and by many an ancient tomb where sleep together the belted knight, the mitred prior, and the humble peasant, now all alike forgotten. And with Kells, we conclude the present series. Thank you so much for watching the Irish Aesthete, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. In the meantime, stay safe, everyone, and goodbye.